Hello, I'm gonna show a tutorial on how to do more advanced assign when you're gonna assign like sliders or knobs that I find quite useful. Um, as an example, I can just take the tempo here on how fast the whatever track you just made and how fast it's gonna be played, and it goes all the way up to 999. It's kind of loud and just kicks being played in a loop really fast. So let's just take it from start here. So I'm gonna use my modulation wheel on my keyboard, my Xgen 61 third generation. You can see on my other videos what it looks like, and I recommend it. It's pretty nice. I like these sliders and such. Very cool, I think. But you got a modulation wheel that is really not in FL Studio. That's not attached to anything. Of course, the pitch bend is. You can hear that. You can see it right here that it works, but my modulation wheel I'm using right now doesn't work. You can see the rags right here, but it doesn't work as my pitch works. But so I'm gonna show you what we can use the modulation wheel for. Like the tempo, we're gonna control the tempo. To control and just move it around, but you see it moves very fast. You have to be more precise to hit 140, which is the default speed. I can't because it from the button of the modulation wheel, it starts from 1 and go all the way up to 99. It starts from 10. I look there. Sorry. It starts from 10 and go all the way up to 999. Sorry. So it can be kind of hard to be more precise, and it works though. But we want to be more precise, and I think that basically you don't need anything in a tempo from 300 and up, because it's kind of fast. So if we could just cut, so I didn't have to, so if I go to maximum on my modulation wheel, it will only go to 300, I'll be kind of good. So we're gonna find out how we can do that. You do that in Link Controller, and now you don't move anything, any sliders or knobs or anything, but you're gonna look down here. So here you can look at this as this is the maximum input, which up here is 999, and the minimum, which is 10. And this is this is where this side, this is where the knob or whatever we're using in my case I'm using the modulation wheel. This is where it starts from all the button and all to the top, so you know when it's in the button it goes in the tempo of 10, and if it's in the top, the modulation wheel is in the top, it goes in the tempo of 999. So we can change this. You know, if you put this down to here, the maximum will only be like 300, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. So you click this little arrow, and we got these things here, which kind of presets and such. We can just take this to see. If I'm just gonna do that, I move it, and when I come to a point, it'll jump directly to 999 as it's showed right in here. Think of this as a time scale. This is in the button, and move the modulation wheel slowly up, and when I hit this point, it will go directly up to 900 and 99. So, but that's not what we want. So there's something like increments on how fast it goes. See, this is the 4 times small increment here. You can choose the bigger increments, so it will go fast really. So go really fast, and this is really not necessary. This part, last thing right here, you can not use that to anything that we want, because we want to be more precise. So the small increment. So see, this is where the button. This is where we start at the time scale, and then we go slowly up with the modulation wheel. And the maximum, when we hit the maximum on the modulation wheel, we haven't hit the maximum of the tempo. We only hit right here. So I'm gonna show you how that works. So now the maximum is now 257. I'm all at the top with my modulation wheel now. Now you can see I can hit 140 more easily by slowly moving my modulation wheel up. So it's more easy to do that. And then again, you think I don't really need anything that is at the speed of 10. I could more like start at 772 or something like that. But you can just play around in this to find out how these different things work. So long scale is more like a smooth one instead of just going directly up. That's all different kind of things that you can try experiment with, but I find it really handy, this one over here. So you don't have to you know, you can use the wheels in better purpose. So it does not go up right all the way up onto 999. You can also do that with the mouse, just bring it up. But if you want to be more precise with the wheel, you can do that. It's a lot more, you know, it's much easier. So and of course it can work with other things, like if you take let me just take this line instead, this one. And I'll just have using my slider now. I'm gonna use this. So when I put the slider all the way up to the top, I only want it to be the half of the volume. So now I have it all to the top now. It's only at the halfway up. It goes all the way down to the halfway up because we've done this. You can see this. If you want it to be normal, just default, you know, and it's back to as simple like normal. But you can play around with this. It can be really handy sometimes. This just goes half too. So but play around with it, you might find it handy. I do, which helps when I playing around with the tempo. When I made a song, just go around with the tempo to find out what really works best tempo for this song. So it could be quite good if you just could use this instead to be more precise. And yeah, okay, that sounds good. But that's just a little tip on how to do this more easily, the advanced for assigning knobs. So thanks for watching.